Hello guys, and welcome back to your 30-day Realtor Marketing Challenge. Today is day 5, and on day 5 we're gonna talk about call tracking. So call tracking is actually very important because this is how we're going to know what campaigns we need to scale or what campaigns we need to stop so that we don't waste money. So this is gonna help you a lot to save money as well as to make more money, and I'll explain to you a little bit more in future in just a couple minutes. But first, just like always, I want to remind you, if you have any questions, please don't give up. If you get stuck, go to the Facebook group, ask all your questions, see what other agents like you are having trouble with and how they're overcoming their obstacles. You can definitely do this. This is not hard. If you're overwhelmed, attend the live webinar. Just register for the live webinar, which is in the home page of your members area where you're watching this video. We have a no realtor left behind policy, so we're here to help you. I'm here to help you succeed and create your marketing machine so you can dominate your local market. So I can assure you that once you're done with this machine, you're gonna have an unfair advantage over every other real estate agent in your area, so you'll be able to dominate your local area. All right, so I hope that things are coming together now with everything that we're doing. We're building something that is going to be incredible for you. We're building something that every major 500, Fortune 500 company, every legitimate company has in place, because this is how they're able to grow and scale massively. So what is call tracking? So this is, call tracking is basically tracking every single phone call that comes into your business. So it doesn't matter what type of marketing you're doing, even if you're doing just a blog post or just a social media. If you're sharing something on social media, everything should be tracked. You should be tracking every single thing that you do with one specific phone number. So this is how you're gonna find out what type of marketing is actually working and what isn't. Because if you are running Facebook ads, if you're doing direct mail, flyers, postcards, Google PPC, if you're doing anything, YouTube videos, how are you gonna know what's actually working or not? A lot of things that we do, people don't necessarily respond right away. A lot of things that we're going to be launching, especially in real estate, it's the type of business where people don't respond to you right away. It takes a little bit of time. So we don't really know if one specific ad is working or not, because they might have seen an ad on Facebook, but if we start retargeting them with Google and do Google PPC, or they see the ad on Facebook, but then they go to Google and Google your name and then they found you there, then you're not going to know if the Facebook ad was the one responsible for them basically reaching out to you, or if the Google ad was the one responsible for them reaching you. So that's why we have to keep everything separate and have a call tracking number for every single marketing campaign that you do, because this is what's gonna tell us basically what's working and what isn't, and we'll be able to start scaling everything that is working. So if one type of ad, one type of platform is working, we're gonna put more money on there, and whatever is not working as great, we're gonna obviously stop putting more money in there. And sometimes we've actually found where we're getting a lot of phone calls from one particular type of marketing source or platform, and then we're getting just a little bit response on a different one, but actually the quality of the leads is better on the one where we're getting a smaller response than the one where we're getting a major response. So we're actually converting more on the smaller response and the bigger response. So you can't just assume that because you're getting a bunch of phone calls and a bunch of responses that is the best marketing platform that we need to be focusing on. So that's what call tracking is going to help you do. It's going to help you find out exactly what is working and what isn't, so that we're able to scale what's working and stop what's not, and save us a lot of time and a lot of money. I wish I would have learned these type of techniques when I started. If you're brand new to real estate and you're starting with this marketing machine, you're light years ahead. And I can guarantee you that 90 to 95% of your competition are not doing this. They're just throwing everything out there. They're throwing money at everything and hoping that something sticks. And if something is working, they can't scale what's working. They got to continue throwing money to everything because they don't know exactly what is working. They're getting the phone calls, they're getting some business, but they don't necessarily know because they're doing 3, 4, 5 different types of marketing and they don't know exactly what it is working. So they can't focus their money and their budget on one thing that is actually working. They have to continue basically doing everything at the same time, or else they're gonna stop getting the results. So this is what call tracking is going to do for us, and what it's going to do for your business. It's going to help you scale what works so that you make a lot more money and you get a higher return on your investment. It's going to help you stop doing the campaigns that are not working. Things are always changing in marketing, so you always got to be tracking everything to make sure that things are still working the way that we expect them to. If something changes, and you gotta look into it to find out what's going on and to see if we need to stop that type of marketing campaign. All right. So what do you need to track? What does your call tracking number need to do? So it should be, first of all, a local phone number. So sometimes, you can be working in one particular city, and maybe you live, far away from that city, and your phone number, your area code is different than the actual area code of the area where you're working in, or the area that you are focusing on, that you want to dominate. So if that is the case, you want to make sure that you have a tracking number that has the local number of the area that you want to dominate, because it's very important that the type of client that you're going after, either a buyer or a seller, that they feel comfortable with you. So in real estate, 99% of the time, a client is going to feel a lot more comfortable if they think that you are from the area, if you live in the area, if you work in the area, if you know the area. So just by having a local number, with the local area code, it's just gonna make you look like you're from the area. So that is very, very important, so that's gonna help you with your marketing. Anybody that calls is gonna call that number that has the same local area in that city. So that's why it is very important. So for example, if I'm working in Irvine and I live in Riverside, like I do right now, my phone number is 951 area code, and I have a 951 area code on my sign that says, home for sale, or on my flyers that I'm trying to get their business, you're gonna say, oh no, this guy is from outside. This guy's an outsider. He doesn't know the area. He's from Riverside. He's not gonna do a better job than this guy who is local. He has a 949 number. So every single little thing works. Every single little thing is gonna help you. So the main purpose of this marketing machine that you're building is to basically plug any holes and cover any cracks in your business. You don't want anything falling through. You don't want any potential deals to fall through. So every little thing that I'm teaching you within these 30 days is to help you plug every single hole, or as many holes as possible, and cover as many cracks as possible, so that nothing falls through the cracks. You're able to capture every single potential prospect that you go out and market to, and that's what's going to help you increase your return on investment and be able to convert a whole lot more of the clients that you're going after, either buyers or sellers or anything else. All right, so having a local number, it is very important. Then the incoming calls should be tracked. So for example, a lot of real estate agents, and I'm guilty myself, sometimes we have our cell phone number that we use for everything. We use it for business. We use it on our flyers. We use it on the for sale signs, when we have a house listed, and we don't even know when somebody's calling us, we don't know if it's somebody calling for a listing, if it's a professional call, somebody that is calling for a flyer, or if it's somebody that we know, a family member. So sometimes we could be caught off guard. We might have, if you have kids like I do, I have 3 kids. So I might be with my kids and my kids are yelling in the background and everything. And if a call comes in and I don't know that that call is a professional call, is a call that has to do with my real estate business, I answer it and my kids are yelling in the background, and that's not going to sound very professional. And in real estate, it's all about appearance. It's all about perception, what they think about you. So you gotta be able to know when your phone is ringing on your cell phone if that is a call that's related to your real estate business, so you can at least walk away and be able to answer the call in a professional manner right from the get-go, and you kind of get into your zone of being a professional real estate agent, and you're answering that like a professional, and you don't just answer randomly because you're not sure what that call is about. So that is what a tracking number is also going to do for you. When they call in, there's a way for you to set it up so that you know who it is that is calling, or not specifically who it is who is calling, but you know what it's about. So you'll be able to know that it's a real estate business call when they're calling in. As soon as the phone starts ringing, you'll be able to know that. So that's going to be an important thing that a call tracking number needs to do. It needs to track incoming calls so that you know if that's a real estate business call. And then you should be able to record answered calls as well. So when you record the calls that are coming in, the conversations that you're having with your prospects, this is going to help you tremendously, because let's say that you're getting 50 or 100 calls, and out of those 50 to 100 calls, you closed only a couple. If you want to improve your conversion ratio on the phone, and you're setting up appointments and things like that, then all you have to do is go back and listen to what to what you're saying to those clients, listen to the recordings, and just figure out what you can say better, where you can improve. And I can tell you that it makes a huge difference, because sometimes you think and you feel that you're saying the right things, but when you go back and listen to the phone calls, listen to yourself talking to that client, it's a whole different perspective. It's a whole different view, and you'll be able to recognize, your mistakes. Oh, you listen to a phone call, you say, oh, I should have said this, or I shouldn't have said that, or, my tone of voice doesn't sound good. It sounds like I just woke up, or, so there's a lot of things that you're going to notice by listening to yourself and your conversations with your prospects. And you're going to be able to improve tremendously by just recording the calls, and a call tractor should be able to do that. So the next thing that you want is a professional answering message. So as soon as somebody calls in, they're going to listen to a professional voice message, just like when you call any major company. They say, thank you for calling so and so, please wait while your call is getting connected, or something like that. You can also add extensions if you want. For buyers, press 1. For sellers, press 2. If that's what you want, you can do something like that if you want. But right now we're focusing on one single thing. So what the phone number should go directly to just for one single item. So you shouldn't have like options. We just want to make it as easy as possible for clients, but you do have that ability, if you want to do that later on, if you want to test that out. But at the beginning, I recommend that you don't give them any options. You just connect them directly to you, or directly to somebody that's going to be answering the phone, or to leave a voicemail. All right, which is the next thing. They should have a professional voicemail message. So if you don't answer, it should go to a professional voicemail message where they're going to basically leave the voice message so that you can retrieve it later. If the prospective caller leaves a voicemail, then there's two things that are gonna happen. The two things that should happen. Then the first thing is, obviously, it's gotta get recorded. The voice message should also be recorded. And of course, that voice message has to be emailed or text to you immediately. And that way you know that you missed a call. And if you're at an appointment, if you are in an inspection, if you're doing anything where you can't answer the call, then you'll be able to get that voicemail and listen to it and call your prospect immediately as soon as you're able to, because with real estate marketing, any type of marketing, the faster you call the prospect back or the faster you answer the phone, the more likely it is that you'll be able to get the business from that person, all right? So you should be able to forward the call instantly. If you want to answer them live, you can forward the call so that they go directly to your cell phone. So any phone numbers, you could have 10 different tracking numbers. So for 10 different cities, all local numbers in each city, but they all can be forwarded to your cell phone. So you can be still answering on your cell phone. You don't need to buy a complicated phone system that's going to cost you a couple $100. You don't need that. All you need is the call tracking numbers and setting it up properly. That's all you need. The numbers are going to get forwarded to you. If you don't answer, you're going to leave a voice message, and that voice message is going to be sent to you via email or text immediately as soon as those voicemails are left. That way you're able to contact them back. And actually what a couple tracking systems actually do, which I'm going to show you one of them, you're able to set up a text message to go out as soon as they leave a voicemail message. So you can set a text message response so that if you don't answer, they leave a voice message, and you can just, they're going to get an automated text message saying, hey, sorry, I couldn't answer your phone call right now. I'm a little bit busy, but I'll call you back in the next 30 minutes. You're going to be able to send that text message immediately. So that just is going to seem like you're acknowledging their call, versus somebody that's calling and, they feel that you basically ignored their call. Then if you send them a text message right away, as soon as they left their voicemail, they're going to feel like, okay, this guy, he's busy. I understand. He's doing his job. He's good at what he does. That's why he's busy. But at least he just sent me a text telling me that he's going to call me back as soon as he's done with his, with whatever he's doing. So that's what the power of call tracking numbers are going to be able to do. And like I said, one of those systems that I'm going to show you is going to be able to do that. All right. So now what type of phone system should you get? So there's a couple that I've tried, and I actually like the last two of them. Obviously, I'm always going to give you my personal preference. You do not have to choose the ones that I tell you, but from experience, those are the ones that I like the best, and they're the most affordable. One of the things that I'm doing with this training is trying to get you the lowest possible price for any of the resources that we need to be able to build this marketing machine, because unfortunately you do need to have a couple systems in place that are going to cost you money. But the good thing is that I've done all the research, I've tried everything basically, and I'm only giving you what you need and what is absolutely necessary, and then I'm giving you what is what is the most affordable, and that has what is necessary for you to be able to be successful in building your marketing machine. Okay, so carrail.com, that is a first source that I've used before, and I used that back when I was doing direct mail for motivated sellers, trying to get properties on below market value so that I can send them to investors. And that's pretty good. That's pretty good system, but it is a little bit more pricey. It starts at $45 a month, and I think the second tier after that is like $95 a month. So you can go to the website and take a look at it if you want, but that is going to be a little bit more pricey. And I don't feel that it's superior. It's a little bit superior. It's more kind of like, I would say, maybe not user friendly, but it's more like robust. It has more features that you can do. But for what we're doing, I don't think CarRail is really necessary. But it's really up to you. You can go ahead and check out all three and then make your own decision. The next one is dialcaller.com. Dialcaller.com is like a very simple, very easy to use system. And if you're a beginning agent, if you're in a really tight budget, I would use dialcaller.com. because you can get up to 10 numbers, 10 tracking numbers for, I believe, $14 a month. So that's what I have right there. So it should be about 10 numbers for $14 a month, which is, you can't really beat that out there. A little bit over $1 for each phone tracking number, which is, amazing. The car rail, $45, it's also for 10 numbers. So it's a huge price difference. If you are barely starting, you should try Dial Caller. It's not as robust, but it has everything necessary that you need. It records calls. You're able to listen in. You're going to get an email as soon as they leave a voice message. You can leave a professional answering message, a professional voicemail message. It's enough for you to do what we're trying to do here. It's going to track everything for you. So the only thing that Dial Caller doesn't do is it doesn't send an automated text message as soon as somebody leaves a voicemail or as soon as somebody calls. And that is where Instant Reply comes in. InstantReply.com, that is a more robust, more sophisticated call tracking system. And that is like the middle ground between Dial Caller and CallRail. I've upgraded to Instant Reply now. I use Instant Reply because it's not too expensive, $27 a month, and you also get 10 phone numbers. So that's a pretty good deal to be able to send automated text messages as soon as somebody leaves a voicemail and you're not able to answer that call. And there's also a lot of good features. Not only are you able to just send automated text, you can actually send an email address also. So if you're capturing their phone number, their email address, and everything, you can set a follow-up campaign as well. So that is the power about Instant Reply, and that's mainly why I use it, because if for some reason you cannot get a hold of that prospect, which happens all the time, some of those prospects are going to call you, and then you're going to have a hard time getting back to them. Your schedules are not going to coincide, or maybe they decided they're not that interested anymore, or they're not ready at this time to be able to buy a house or sell a house, whatever it is. So you can set up a follow-up campaign with Instant Reply where you can send them voicemail messages. So it's not going to be calling. You're not calling them. You're going to record a voicemail message, and it's going to be sent directly to their voicemail. So it's going to look like you called them and they missed the call. So it's going to show up as a missed voicemail. So like they have like a pending voicemail, like if you had called them and they didn't answer, and it showed up as a voicemail. So you're able to do that. Their phone is not going to ring. It's going to go directly to voicemail, and your message is going to go directly to voicemail, so that they're able to listen to the voicemail and then respond, give you a call back, or send you a text. So besides that voicemail, direct to voicemail message, you will be able to send them an email. So for example, if you're doing Facebook lead ads, where we always collect the phone number, the email, you'll be able to do the voicemail message, and you'll be able to send the email, and you'll be able to send a text message as well. All three things. So it's going to help you get to that person much faster, and you can automate all that process. You can follow up by sending voice message. One day you'll send them a voice message, next day a text message, next day an email, and so on and so on. Or you can send them a voice message in the morning and then a text message in the afternoon. You could do whatever you want. You can set up a follow-up campaign until they respond to your basically one of those type of communications. So it is very, very powerful, and for $27 a month, I believe is very well worth it. But again, it's up to you. I have the direct links below to where you can choose a plan and start getting access to either DialCaller.com or InstantReply.com. I have both options at the bottom of this video, and you can decide what you like, what is best for you, and just go with whatever you feel more comfortable. Again, $14 a month for Dial Caller. That's if you are on a tight budget, and that's gonna do enough. Instant Reply is just gonna help you with the follow-up as well. So go ahead and take a look at that. So now let me show you basically what Dial Caller. I'll show you what Dial Caller does, because that is the least expensive. So I'm going to give you a quick demonstration of what you can do with that. Okay, so dog collar, I'm going to sign in right here. So these are all my phone numbers that I have right now. I have 855 numbers. I have 714 numbers. I have 949 numbers. So if I'm doing marketing in a specific city, I'm just going to get another phone number with the area code in that city so that I can look like I'm a local of that area, basically. So let's say this one right here that I have for lifetime realty buyers. This is the phone number that I was using to place on signs. So I can go here and edit the information. So I can forward to as many numbers as I want. I can actually, people when they're calling, people can either, I can play a message, I can forward to a number, or I can record a message. So I'm going to forward it to a number. You can forward it to multiple numbers if you want. So you can just add it here if you want different phones to ring at the same time, and whoever answers it first then gets the call. If you have a team, you can set it up this way. You can say to display caller ID. So remember when I told you that you want to find out if the number that is calling, if the phone call that's ringing on your cell phone, if that is a real estate business related call, so you can prepare for the call before you answer. This is what's going to allow you to detect that. If you wanted to display the tracking number on your cell phone, then you can just save it in your cell phone. You'll save your tracking number as, let's say, my real estate buyers, or right here in this case, I'll save it on my cell phone. I'll save this number right here, which is my tracking number right here. I'll save it as lifetime realty buyers. That way, when somebody calls in, what the caller ID is going to display this number, my tracking number. It's going to say lifetime realty buyers. I don't need to know what number is calling me because it's already going to be tracked here. So all I need to do is go into my system, and it's going to have the phone number of the caller, and I can call them back. So when somebody is calling me, it's going to display my tracking number, and since I have it saved on my cell phone as lifetime realty buyers, that's what's going to show on my screen as soon as the call is coming in. It's going to say lifetime realty buyers on there, and then I know that is a potential home buyer, and I'll be able to mentally prepare for that, and answer the phone call in a professional manner. This is, you enter the email that you want the recording to be sent to. So as soon as somebody leaves a voicemail, you want to be notified, or as soon as somebody calls, even let's say if you are managing a team and you want to know of every single call that comes in, you can enter your email right here, and even if they answer or they don't answer, you'll be able to get a notification of everybody that has called, so that you can track the calls. You know how many calls are coming in. You can listen into their conversations, so you know what they're saying, how they're handling stuff, and you can help your team to be able to convert better. So you can do that with this simple system right here. So all you got to do is click on enable recording, so you can record the calls. And then the message that they're going to hear as soon as they call in, remember the professional voicemail message or the professional answering message is right here. You just type it in, and then they're gonna hear it automatically. So it says, "Thank you for calling Ivan. Your call will be answered shortly." Something as simple as that. So all you got to do is just save it, and you're done. You're basically done with that. So it's very simple. This system is the most simple system that's available that I found at the lowest price possible. So you'll be able to get 10 tracking numbers for $14 a month. Now, I do want to emphasize that the $14 a month is for a certain number of minutes. So if you're getting a whole bunch of calls, then you're gonna start getting charged per minute or per phone calls. It depends on the system, but most likely it's gonna be for the minutes that you use. It's typically, you're gonna get or by text message. For text messages, typically it's around 1 to 2 cents per minute or per text message. So it just depends on how often or how much your phones are being used. So you might be able to get charged a little bit more. But I can tell you that if you're starting out, if you don't have a huge team, then you most likely will not go over the minutes that you have available with each of the packages. So most likely it's going to be enough for you and probably one other person. If you have more than 3 people on the team, you might have to upgrade and get a bigger plan for that. So just keep that in mind. But everything else, this is exactly what Dial Caller does. The other one, which is instant reply, does pretty much everything that this does. You can set the follow-up campaigns. You can set the automated text message to go out when you don't answer the phone, when you're unable to answer the phone. So that's the major difference. But I just wanted to show you this. The buttons are below. You can choose either Dial Caller or instant reply. It's up to you. So go ahead and order your tracking number and make sure that you get at least one of those below, so that you're able to track every phone call that's coming in, and that you're able to tell what's actually working and what's not. All right, so I will show you how to use and how to set up every single phone number for each type of marketing campaign, as we move along through this training. So you're always welcome to use your cell phone number if you want, but you will never be able to track. You will never know what's working and what's not working. Okay, order your call tracking number. If you have any questions, don't forget to ask them on our Facebook group, or register for the next live webinar. There's a no realtor left behind policy. I am committed to you. I hope you're committed to this. I can guarantee that in 30 days, your business is going to be ready to explode. So thank you for watching this training. This is day 5. I will see you tomorrow in day 6. Take care.